Well, good evening, Democrats. How are you? Can we take a moment to appreciate this incredible slate of candidates this year in the Georgia Democratic Party? Look around. Aren't you proud of who these candidates are and what they tell us about the Democratic Party of Georgia in 2018? I see men and women. I see the young and the young at heart. I see people of many faith backgrounds and immigrants stepping up to be a part of the democracy they chose to call home. These candidates are educators, business owners, scientists, and yes, even a few attorneys. We share common values, no matter what we look like, who we love, or how or if we pray. We showcase the rich diversity and capabilities seen every day in the people of Georgia. For me, this group of candidates brings to life what President Jimmy Carter meant when he spoke about the beautiful mosaic of the American people. We're not melted down and muted into sameness. Instead, every candidate represents a tile of that beautiful mosaic. Whether it's a fresh face or a seasoned veteran, each candidate contributes his or her uniqueness to create a vibrant, beautiful reflection of who we are as Georgians and all the potential that lies before us. They show us what leadership can look like in our state when we do the hard, important work of democracy. Part of leadership is meeting people where they are, and this slate of remarkable candidates is uniquely positioned to do that, to reach out and energize Democratic voters in every nook and cranny of the state. But another part of leadership is not just meeting people where they are, but showing them where we could go together. To reach into their communities and restore their hope that the leadership of this state can live up to the vastness of its potential. These candidates tonight tell us not only that, yes, we can make history, but that Georgians across our state no longer have to accept that the status quo is as good as it gets. We no longer have to accept chronically underfunded public schools and vanishing access to health care in our rural communities. We no longer have to accept festering inequality and the hateful, divisive politics that tells us we have more to fear from our neighbors than from a candidate driving a deportation bus around the state. The solution, you see, is seated right here in this room. The solution is the candidates who give us that beautiful reflection of all that is good and precious and right in the state of Georgia. Let's imagine what election night newscasts look on November 6th when we elect Democrats up and down the ballot this year. Imagine the message that that sends to the rest of the nation when we choose compassion and progress over the politics of fear and division. That is what tonight represents. So thank you to each and every candidate here tonight, to the Democratic Party of Georgia, to the campaign staffers and volunteers who make all of this possible, and who will make possible that glorious evening where we watch the news on November 6th and see a sea of blue in the state of Georgia. I'm so proud to be here in your company. And it's my pleasure tonight also to introduce you to an inspiring speaker from an inspiring group who will be changing our world. And before I'm a candidate, I'm a mom to two beautiful daughters. Daughters who I hope more than anything will grow up to be thoughtful, healthy, and loving adults. I care deeply about the kind of world my daughters inherit, and I am profoundly encouraged by the leadership our youth are demonstrating in these most challenging of times. From the Women's March to the March for Our Lives, young people have been stepping up to lead when too many of our elected officials have proven unwilling or unable to do so. Students across this nation have been standing up and speaking out, and they have renewed our hope for the future. If the future my children and all of our children inherit is to be shaped by students like Emma Gonzalez, absolutely, David Hogg, and Naomi Wadler, then our future is in good and loving hands. And we can see the same type of courage and leadership right here in Atlanta. From the organized walkouts to programs like the one you are about to hear from, the Harvard Diversity Project, we can see our future, and the future is bright. I have a particular interest in this program, both as a Harvard alumna and as a former speech and debate kid. These young people are doing my alma mater and all of us proud. The Harvard Diversity Project is an Atlanta-based pipeline program that recruits, trains, and feeds minority youth into a prestigious summer residential program at the Harvard College, where they receive accelerated academic training in public speaking and argumentation. In preparation for their summer studies, students undergo a rigorous 8-month training in Atlanta with Brandon Fleming, Harvard University's assistant coach of debate. Part of their training includes giving back to the Atlanta community, where students take what they learn and empower the voices of other youth through free workshops in public speaking, critical thinking, and civic engagement. Please join me in welcoming Niles Boyd, a 10th grader and student body vice president of the 2018 inaugural class of the Harvard Diversity Project.